So what if the next massive scientific breakthrough didn't come from a prestigious university, but from a huge global community all working together online? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty radical idea that could completely rewrite the rules of research. It's called Shanvere DAO, and it's a new blueprint for how we discover and share knowledge.
All right, let's kick things off with a frustration I'm pretty sure you've all felt. You're trying to read some incredible new study, you're excited to learn, but instead of answers, bam, you hit a paywall. That feeling isn't just annoying, it actually points to a really deep flaw in how we control and share our collective knowledge.
You see, for centuries, the whole process of creating knowledge has been locked behind the walls of traditional institutions. But this old system is really starting to show its age, and honestly, it comes with some pretty serious limitations.
The traditional system is just stuck. First, knowledge is locked behind those paywalls we just talked about. Then, progress gets tangled up in endless red tape and bureaucracy. Funding tends to flow to just a select few, and all the big decisions are made from the top down. It's a structure that can, kind of by accident, filter out the most innovative and disruptive ideas.
Now, you might be thinking, hey, wasn't the internet supposed to fix all this? And yeah, you'd think so, right? It connected us all globally, but a huge challenge was still there. How do you actually coordinate thousands of brilliant people all over the world without some central boss calling the shots? How do you organize that creative chaos?
Well, that exact coordination problem is precisely what a project called Shanvere DAO was built to solve, and it offers a totally different kind of answer, a decentralized one.
Okay, before we go any further, let's just quickly nail down what a DAO even is. Think of it like an organization that basically runs itself. It's all governed by its community members, and the rules are totally transparent, all encoded on a blockchain. There's no CEO, no central board. It's really power to the people, but for organizations.
And when you put these two models side by side, you can see just how huge this shift really is. We're going from a top-down hierarchy to a flat, community-run network. From a closed-off, you need permission system to one that's open for anyone to join. And maybe most important of all, we're moving from a world based on authority to one based on merit. It's a world where what you contribute matters way more than who you know.
So how does Shanvere DAO actually manage all this? I mean, how do you get decentralization without it just becoming total chaos? The answer is in their core philosophy, something they call the water rabbit model, and it's all about finding that perfect, delicate balance between freedom and focus.
The model really has two elegant pillars. Water represents that fluidity and adaptability, the ability to evolve and just flow around obstacles. Rabbit, on the other hand, stands for speed and coordination, the ability to act and act decisively as a group when an opportunity pops up.
And this quote right here, this is the heart of it all. The entire model is built to find this balance. You want the system to be flexible enough to allow for crazy new ideas and constant evolution. That's your water. But you also need enough structure to be efficient and actually get things done, and that's the rabbit. It's a really fascinating way to think about how organizations can work.
Okay, so what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, it's basically a four-step cycle. First, small groups just naturally form around a topic they're all passionate about. Then they create, doing all their research totally out in the open. To keep the energy up, real participation is incentivized with rewards. And finally, the entire community pitches in to review the work, which creates this amazing built-in system of checks and balances. Now, this all sounds great for a small group, but the really big question, the million-dollar question is, can this actually scale? What does the future look like for research DAOs like Shanvere? And what kind of challenges are on the horizon?
But let's be realistic here. This path is not going to be easy. As these communities get bigger, governance gets incredibly complicated. How do you make sure the work is high quality? How do you filter out the noise and the bad actors when you have 10,000 people involved? And maybe the biggest question of all, how do you build a model that's actually sustainable for the long haul? But even with all those challenges, the potential upside is just world-changing. Seriously, this is about so much more than just blockchain. If we get this right, we could literally revolutionize science, transform education, and change how we collaborate to solve our planet's biggest problems. That's the real prize here.
So we're left with this really powerful vision, a future where knowledge is created and shared openly by communities, not hoarded by institutions. The technology is emerging, the models are being tested. The only question left, and it's the most important one, is, are we ready to build it together?